You've got to shoot this bit, Margaret! You've got to shoot it!
Hello, listeners, and welcome to the Whiteout Podcast.
Yeah, hi there, and welcome everyone. I'm Rob, PR Director of Ski Press, General Ski and Gear Geek, and that is my co-host, Dom. He's publisher at In the Snow magazine.
Yeah, certainly am. We make up your regular ski podcast team, bringing you ski news from around the world. Where's best to ski now? We uncover the latest ski gear for the season, and we feature some of the best ski destinations in the world.
Yeah, we do, Dom. And this week, we have done it again. We have really sought out somewhere, genuinely really special.
Come on, Rob. Do the honours.
We are heading to Austria. And one of the most iconic ski regions on the planet. It's the Arlberg ski region, of course. You know, you've got those powder-filled slopes of St. Anton. You've got high-end luxury of Lech. And you've got a bit more of a laid-back vibe in Zürs and Stuben as well. So the Arlberg really has something for everyone, every kind of skier especially.
Very cool, that's right, yep. So let's kick things off by talking about where the Arlberg actually is. I mean, this area is located in Western Austria, where the states of Tyrol and Vorarlberg meet, and it's right next to the borders of Switzerland and Germany. So if you're coming from the UK, it's super easy to get to. That's the really nice part. You get loads of airports to choose from. You've got the likes of Innsbruck, Zurich, Munich, and the Arlberg Express shuttle service connects you directly to the region.
Yeah, it is really easy to get to. I mean, I actually went through St. Anton 2 weeks ago on the train between Innsbruck and Zurich, just to give our listeners an idea of where it is. It's sort of almost bang in between those two places. I mean, once you get there, the region's geography means the Arlberg gets literally more snow than most other places in the Alps. It's got one of the best snow records in the Alps. And it's mainly due to its positioning on the northern extent of the Alps, and also combine that with its altitude. So it's got amazing position and its altitude. Sits between 1,300 metres and 2,800 metres at the top. And if you look at where it is, that's high. There's also a lot of north-facing slopes. If you're looking for powder and powder snow, it really does provide some of the best chances of getting it. On average, they get 9 metres of snowfall here annually. And, you know, with those kind of legendary mountains, such as Veluga, sitting at over 2,600 metres, and go even higher than that, you're guaranteed incredible snow conditions, you know, especially when you consider how much snow they get throughout the winter.
Wow, amazing, isn't it? And snow isn't the only thing the Arlberg's good for. It's where ski history was made here. And continues to be made. For those who don't know, the Arlberg is legendary for its contributions to the sport of skiing. Hannes Schneider, a skier from St. Anton, founded Austria's first ski school back in 1921. Would you believe that? And revolutionised modern skiing. He has also hosted the first ever ski lift in Zürs in 1937. So that was a nice first to have. And the Arlberg Kandahar race has been running since 1928. So making St. Anton, I mean, it's an absolute skiing mecca.
Yeah, I mean, the Arlberg, it oozes skiing history. You really can feel it when you're there.
Yeah.
But let's have a chat about why people keep coming back, because they do. Ski Arlberg, it's the largest ski area in Austria. It's got over 300 kilometres of groomed slopes and 200 kilometres of free ride terrain on top of that as well.
Nice.
It includes not only Lech and Zurs, but also St. Anton, St. Christoph and Stuben. So 5 resorts, all linked together to form one really big ski area. And whether you're a beginner, you know, family, free ride pro, it literally got everything for every kind of skier. And everyone in between, a beginner and a free ride pro as well. Really a lot of intermediate terrain there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's take a look at the individual resorts then, because obviously there's a bunch of resorts there. We'll start with the big one, St. Anton. I mean, it's known for its big old après scene for sure. Extreme terrain, lively nightlife. Yeah, it's the perfect choice for those looking for that sort of classic alpine party vibe, isn't it? I mean, the town's full of vibrant energy. It's got loads going on. After a day on the slopes, you can hit up the après spots like, come on, Rob, what am I going to say here?
You're probably going to say the Moosevert or something like that.
Obviously. One of the most famous après bars in the world. And for the advanced skiers out there, St. Anton has some of the best off-piste terrain in the world. So deep powder runs, cliff drops, and legendary routes like the Veluga Nor. So fantastic area. Love it there.
Yeah, I mean, that apres-ski, I mean, like the Moosevert, and there's loads of others, isn't there? I mean, it's sort of classic après. Let's talk a little bit about the terrain in St. Anton, because the resort is known for its challenging runs. And it's where you'll find some of the most advanced slopes in the whole area. There's also some kind of more relaxed areas, shall we say, like Rendell, where you'll find a bit of everything. But if you're into free riding, St Anton is definitely the place. 200 kilometers of high alpine powder runs, free ride runs, and as you mentioned, Veluga Nord as well. That's the second stage to the very top of Veluga, and over 2,800 meters in altitude. But to ski that, you do need to go with a qualified mountain guide.
Yeah, absolutely, that's true. Yep, so a great little area there. So a great big area, I should say. And then there's also St Christoph, which is a much quieter, more exclusive spot. It's a great place to stay if you love that sort of high-end luxury experience and want to get away from the crowds. St Christoph is known for being more of a sophisticated village, I guess, with a few exclusive hotels, and it's also home to some of the best ski schools and guiding services in the area. We once stayed at the hospice in St Christoph, which is an old school 5-star, rich in history from those early decades, from 100 and 150 years ago, which is obviously, it's beautiful staying in places like that. I love seeing those places where you can kind of almost smell the history in the place, you know. So although I say old school, it's fairly recently had major renovations, so it's definitely been fully brought up to those modern day standards. Yeah, great place.
Yeah, I love that place. It's just amazing. I've got to admit, I haven't stayed there, but I did once stay in a really nice 3-star hotel just across the road. And then in the evenings, we'd just go for a drink in the hospice.
Great.
Yeah, you know, a little brandy by the fireplace, that sort of thing. Doing that. And amazing place.
Well, did you know, Rob, that the hospice in St Christoph, that's where the Arlberg Club first met in 1901? So, yeah, it's got some history behind it. They were part of creating the era of modern downhill skiing rather than telemark. And it was run by Hannes Schneider. So, what about that?
Yeah, no, I do remember that.
Yeah. I mean, the staircases there, they were lined with pictures of royals and celebs who've stayed there. I mean, it's very, very cool seeing some of the people that have stayed there. Now that renovation, it must look super smart. I'd love to get back and see what that's like.
Sounds good, Dom. Maybe we'll have that brandy by the fireplace.
Yeah, sounds good on a cold day like this. It's pretty cold and wet out there today. They say that Charles and Diana stayed there in 1983 and apparently had their first known screaming public row, though it didn't go outside the hotel due to staff commitments and guest privacy, of course.
Okay. Well, let's not drink too much brandy then, Dom. We don't need to be starting to do that, do we?
We could be the next famous screaming row outside. Wouldn't go down too well. No. Anyway, they used to have a rule of jacket and tie in that historic Stuben restaurant at the hospice. I just had a tie with me, although the manager quietly slipped a jacket on me as I went into the restaurant. I felt a bit like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman, although without having to sleep with Richard Gere, of course.
Don't know if that's a great deal for you, Dom.
Well, let's just say that St Christoph is a great place to stay, whether you're royalty or even normal people like me, not like you, Rob. Obviously, you are royalty, you're ski royalty. Or perhaps even Julia Roberts. Maybe she has even stayed there.
Maybe.
But, yeah, perfectly formed, high in altitude, and of course, ski in, ski out. So, yeah. But here's the warning, party animals are definitely better off in St Anton for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree, Dom. Okay, let's talk a bit about the hidden gems of the Arlberg, shall we? Zürs and Stuben.
Nice.
Yeah, both of these places have got their, own unique charm, I would say. Zürs is often seen as quieter, a little bit more upscale version of Lech. I mean, Lech's pretty upmarket, but it is very special. Mountain huts, chalet-style hotels, super, very, very cozy, very luxurious. Zürs does not have the nightlife of St Anton, but it has got like a more refined apres-ski, shall we say. Like great fine dining restaurants, amazing mountain views, brilliant choice for those that want a more sort of relaxed, bit more luxury style experience, shall we say.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. And of course, Lech. Well, Lech, I mean, that is a whole other level. It's known for its exclusivity, isn't it? But in the very best way. So think sophisticated, serene, high-end. It's where you'll find those gorgeous traditional Tyrolean chalets mixed with super stylish modern hotels. The people who come to Lech, they're often looking for a more sort of refined experience with a perfect combination of luxury, outdoor adventure. Slope's pretty perfect for beginners, intermediates and families, really. The resort's famous for its wide open sunny slopes, amazing mountain views. This place is gorgeous if you haven't been there. Plus, great gourmet restaurants, mountain huts, world-class shopping. It really is a place to experience Austrian hospitality at its finest, for sure.
Yeah, no, I agree with all of that. It's very smart. It also feels totally authentic. I've been there a few times. I love the village. You know, having a little après drink in the hotel post is always a bit of a treat as well, I'd say.
Yeah, and Lech equals food, doesn't it? I think still more gourmet rated restaurants than in any other resort. That's the Gultmillo points of Germanic Michelin stars.
Yep.
I mean, we did eat phenomenal fondues there, so
really?
it's absolutely well deserved, isn't it? To be fair, it's not surprising it's known for its food.
Yeah, I mean, it does have more Michelin star restaurants than any other Austrian resort.
Amazing.
I remember having some great meals there that weren't super high end in that way. I mean, I wasn't splashing the cash when I was there myself, and having some decent food. So you can pick and choose. Definitely pick and choose, yeah.
Well, we also stayed in Oberlech, actually, so a bit higher up, where you can take a cable car to, but your luggage arrives by an underground tunnel under the village. So that's pretty cool.
All right, I didn't realise. It's very cool. I've always wondered how people got their luggage up to Oberlech, because it literally is only lift accessible, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Let's got some decent shopping as well. Sort of family-run shops that have been around for decades, even centuries. I mean, Strollstore is a real temple of skiing. I don't know whether you've been around there.
Don't recall it.
And it's famous for being one of the first, decades ago, to limit daily ticket sales so slopes don't get overcrowded, which pretty new idea for Vail Resorts and those sort of people in the US, isn't it?
All right. I didn't think I know that. Yeah.
And do you know about the White Ring Circuit, Rob?
I do. Yeah, I definitely do. I've done it, actually. Yeah.
Good. It's a must-do, isn't it? I mean, it's a bit like the Sella Ronda, their own sort of skiing.
Yeah, I mean, it was a few years back, but I travelled over to Lech to meet up with some really good Swedish friends of mine, actually. They went on holiday there every year, and they knew the area like the back of their hand. And when we skied it all together, so I just kind of followed them. It was a really great day, actually. It was a very sort of memorable day. We had a nice lunch in the middle, and I'd say it's suitable for sort of strong intermediate skiers and upwards, I would say. But it does combine a bit of piste and off-piste. Certainly not extreme. It's a nice sort of soft adventure, you know? Actually, I've got a funny story about my journey back to another Austrian resort, but after that. But perhaps for another day, Dom. Yeah, the White Ring was great fun.
Definitely like to hear that. Sounds like you're decent. We've touched on the food options a bit already, but I know you love your lunches, Rob, as in Rob's Lunches on Instagram as well. So what else is there in store?
Yeah, as we know, the Arlberg is known for its amazing dining options. In Lech and Zurs, you'll find Michelin-starred restaurants like Restaurant Schwarzle and Rotwand. I hope I've said that right. They serve up incredible local Austrian dishes, but also with a bit of a modern twist. In Zurs, you've got to stop off at Kaiserhof. I mean, it's always worth that for an après drink or just a chill dinner with amazing views. And if you're looking for a more sort of rustic mountain experience, you've also got places like Trittalm or Zurzerhof, where you can ski straight to the hut for a proper sort of hearty Austrian meal there. I mean, we're talking Kaiserspatchli, schnitzels and strudels, all of that stuff. I have had lunch in the Zurzerhof, and that place is amazing as well.
Yeah. And you're talking to a man who hasn't had his lunch yet, so this is all making me very hungry. So moving swiftly on. And of course, for après, Lech has got its spots as well. I mean, the Schneggerei, always buzzing.
I like to have a bit of a Schneggerei once in a while.
Love a bit of Schneggerei. One of the best things about the Arlberg is that the après-ski culture varies depending on where you go. Anton is obviously pretty wild and quite full on, but in places like Lech and Zurs, the après vibe is a bit more chill, a bit more luxurious. You can sip a glass of champagne in front of a nice roaring fire at places like Bar Planga, or head to one of the super cozy sort of bar-like hotels, like the Hotel Arlberg's Lounge, which is absolutely beautiful. It's the perfect place to unwind after a day on the slopes.
Yeah, for sure, Dom. Don't forget the Hotel Post. So that's actually where we ended up after that White Ring day. The Arlberg Hotel, you know, that is amazing too. And again, actually, little fact, Princess Diana stayed there with William and Harry over several years. Yeah, it was their favourite spot.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was a very favourite spot of theirs. If you're planning to head to the Arlberg, you know, when's the best time? Well, the prime season is from January to March. That's when obviously the snow is guaranteed and everything is in full swing. So pretty typical kind of season. But if you're looking for something a little bit quieter, you could go in early December or in April, because they have a long season there. The Arlberg has a great snow retention record.
Yeah.
So even at the tail of the season, you should normally be able to enjoy top-notch conditions.
Yeah, and if you're not just about the skiing as well, there's a ton of other things to do in that Arlberg area. I mean, snowshoeing, or winter hiking, cross-country skiing, ice skating, it's all there. I mean, it's a fantastic place for those who want to just a bit more of a variety than a normal sort of winter holiday rather than just skiing, you know. So whether you're spending time skiing or just exploring those sort of beautiful alpine villages, definitely something for everybody.
Yeah, so Dom, it is one of my favourites. I've been there a few times. I would like to explore the area more. I've had great apres-ski. I've had some great powder as well. Been to some of the new lift openings in the past, which has been fantastic. Eaten in some amazing restaurants, and I love a bit. I love a bit of ski history, especially in St. Christoph. And you've got the Austrian headquarters of the Ski Federation up there, or certainly one of their big offices. And it's just one of those places where you feel skiing is everything. It's absolutely everything. I've never skied off the backside of Veluga, and that would definitely be a goal for me to do that with a mountain guide.
To decide to do an episode where we're focusing on one area, it really does invigorate your spirit about it and makes you sort of think, I need to get back here. I need to go back and remind myself and see the developments and the changes. It's just places like this that are steeped in that sort of history that you just don't get in other resorts. It's just... I equally love that feeling of sitting in a hotel where you can absolutely smell the history of the place. And as you say, it's somewhere that's so focused on the ski and, what fantastic history it has behind it. And to think about the celebs and the royals, not that I'm a massive celeb chaser, but it is amazing to be sitting in a chair thinking, wow, imagine Princess Diana may have been sitting in this chair. It is quite an amazing thought. It's great to be able to cover an area like this in the White Owl podcast this week. Hopefully, we've given our listeners a taste of what they can experience in the Arlberg if they haven't already been there, and what a special place it is. Yeah. Definitely one for us, isn't it, Rob?
Yep, I'll see you in the bar of the Hospits Hotel with that brandy by the fireplace, Dom.
I look forward to it. Merry Christmas to you.
You too.
So we'll be back again next week. Listeners, don't forget to leave us a review. Tell your mates about the Whiteout podcast. Share this with everybody you know and leave us a nice review, because that's how other like-minded skiers find the Whiteout podcast. Check it out on inthesnow.com, where you can find out more information about skiing the area. And we will speak to you in a week's time, where we'll be covering our usual news, where to go skiing right now, what's the best gear to buy before Christmas. And we've even got a very interesting resort in the name of Cape Smoky.
Cape Smoky.
Right. Enjoy your skiing.
You too, Dom.
Adios.
Too. Have a good skiing weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
No, talkie-walkie. I'm pretty sure it's called a walkie-talkie.